you not yearn for me? What?
Good morning, everyone. Today is the 30th of December 2023. And today we're going to be doing two episodes, one in the morning, one in the evening. Yesterday I failed to have another episode. I had a very busy day trying to wrap up the year and have things in place. However, we still have to do this testimony, and it just spoke to the fact that we never know the outcomes of the day, and it talks to the topic that we're going to be talking about today, the issue of time. So on the 13th of June, this is a highlight of saying I thought I had everything planned, and I even prayed for my day. At this moment I was catching up with my targets from work. I had new projects running. I had a lot of things were just, lines were falling in pleasant places. I remember talking to one of my brothers and telling him that lines were falling in pleasant places at that time. And I was excited about where the year was heading for me personally and at work. I remember at this time I had meetings with my mentors. I had gathered some information about the things that I wanted to be able to do by the end of the year. So I'd looked for mentors and I was like ready to go and meet them and putting up plans and all those things. And at work, I remember I had some things that I had started, and I was like, that we're outside the targets, some of us. So I was excited, and me personally, I'm a box ticker. If you are aware of people who are called box stickers, people who plan things and they're like, done, okay, this one next, with no fail. I was maybe a bit too harsh on myself when it comes to that, but it used to work for my advantage sometimes, and sometimes it then used to strain me. When we talk about time, there is time that you give to yourself, and then time that just happens. I remember someone asking me, what's there for you to say about what happened to you during this time? I remember saying, it just showed me that there is a time of God which is greater and more important than mine. There is a plan of God that is greater and more important than mine. No matter how things seemed to have been falling in place, no matter how it seemed to be, working out, and there was no reason whatsoever for my things not to fall in place because they were flowing. I'm telling you, at this moment, I was like, okay, girl, you planned this out, it's working out. Glory be to Jehovah. This is good, But after this accident, I had to ask myself, okay, Sagamari, why was I making progress if it was not necessary? But then with all those questions coming and all the progress that I thought I was doing, asking God, then I remember the story of Job, when God asked him, do you know why the sun, like how the sun rises and how it sets? Do you know what made it to be? Do you know, and God was asking Job all those questions. Then I quickly shut up, It was one of the hardest lessons, the lesson on time. So the first thing about time is you think you have it. Those who are busy arguing with their siblings, their parents, with their workmates, with their friends, counting on when to tell them that you love them, counting on when to show them and support them, busy giving them warnings. Those who are counting on having a closer relationship with God, counting on having a retreat, counting on having a time out with their family, counting on going somewhere, visiting a place, refreshing, counting on starting to be serious with God. You think you have time? Okay, this is a wake-up call. You don't have time. Number two, the thing is you have to learn to trust God with your time. Learn to trust God with your time. Just to give an example of the things, me, I used to keep myself, I'm used to keeping myself very busy. So there are certain things that I kept on counting on doing, like even with such a tight schedule and tick box ticking and all that. I think that like the time that I got that out and doing this and that, doing that and this, maybe by December then I will do this and that. Really, the most important things in life, things like spending time with God, family, doing things that actually impact life. You don't really need to wait for December. You don't need to wait until you reach $1,000. You don't really need to wait until you want to try out a project, you want to start something. Wherever you are, just do it. Even if when you have really the time that we give ourselves to sleep. I used to listen to all those, prominent business people, and they kept on talking about how they would give out their hours so that they could be where they are. And I thought to myself, but depriving yourself of sleep, you'll get sick and stuff. But then I came to understand that during this period that even if you give away your hours, especially to the things that matter, it pays and it gives you a peace of mind. It gives you some degree of joy. God is the owner of your time. If you've given your life to Christ, if you have submitted yourself to God, that's why the book of Psalms says, commit yourself unto the Lord, trust in him and he will act. It means that when we plan, God is not saying we should not plan. God is not saying we should not be in order. He even says it in words that who, when he wants to build a house, does not plan and count the cost. Lest people laugh at him and say, look at him, he started to build a house and he did not finish it. Why does the Bible talk about this? It's because we carry the name of God, and God desires that we be able to know his ways when we do so, and we should be able to represent this name that we carry with dignity and integrity. And we cannot do it by just wishing things to be, it's like this, it's like this. It's not wrong to be able to plan. That's number one. Number two, then to give yourself time. It's like one extent to another extent. I'm just, highlighting some things. I'm hoping this can keep you thinking along the way. Highlight those things if you think it matters to you or it speaks to your condition. Just highlight them and remember. Number one, learn to give yourself time. Learn to give yourself time to pray. Learn to give yourself time to love. Learn to give yourself time to rest. Enough time to rest. Learn to give yourself time to prioritize and plan. Learn to give yourself time to recover. Learn to give yourself time to recover. Me, it was mostly about time to rest and time to recover, because I'm a person who's highly active most of the time, and rest was like, to me, I just gained a lot by putting time to certain things. So I'll tell myself rest is for the dead. But then I remember at one point I was like, I think God was watching, as he was watching me, going up and down, going there, going there. I was like, how am I going to put this girl to sit down and, just refresh, relax, The reflection time was very little, I was not giving myself time to recover during this time. Like I told you when we talked about denial, that I kept on pushing myself. I kept on thinking I can do better than this. Tomorrow I can even walk, despite all the other aspects that were coming into play. But I had to give myself time. Give yourself time. When you give yourself time, you then just commit it to God and leave him to work with his time, and leave yourself to see if the time that you've given yourself goes hand in hand with the time of God. Even if it doesn't, let that not disappoint you, because you know that you've committed your ways unto the Lord. Whatever that is coming, remember my words, God ordained or God allowed. So you cannot say, I had planned for this, it didn't work out, and you're over. It didn't work out. The time is already passed, What are you going to do about it? Your reaction to what happens really matters, because it either kills your time, eats your time, destroys your time, or propels you to a better hour. To a better hour. When it comes to time, I want you to be nice to yourself. Be nice, okay? Be kind to yourself when it comes to time. Be kind to yourself when what you have planned didn't work. I remember talking to one of my brothers, my cousin brothers. He's the one who follows soon after me when it comes to age, like from where I come from. And I was telling him that, you know what? Sometimes the thing that will show you that it's not yet time is trying. Try, put your best into it, and let it not work, okay? And then you know it was not yet time. But because if you are not getting a prophecy to relax, if you're not getting a detour to relax or to step back a bit, or if you don't get any other distraction, you have the opportunity, grab it, do whatever that needs to be there. It doesn't work out, no, it's not yours. Unless you get a vision, prophecy, a dream, something that will restrict you from doing whatsoever. Without those things, please attack. Okay, move. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let it not work out and then you prove to yourself, no, it was not yet my time. Let us not assume or be lazy and lay back and say, no. So be nice to yourself by giving yourself enough opportunities to express time and experience the goodness of God and the opportunities that come your way. Time flies. It does. It does fly. I remember, that issue about the 6 to 12 months. I said no. And then I looked into the 6 and 12 months now. I feel when I was talking about the pain, I felt like it was just yesterday. Time does fly. Sometimes you won't even see it for certain reasons. Sometimes you feel it, especially the hours. Means if you're expecting something, you actually see it moving slowly. But if you join the topics that I've been talking about, denial, expectation, and time, you discover that if you get out of denial, and if you are expectant of God and in His will, and trusting that even if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow, and not be harsh about it, you learn to respect God's time, and you learn to give yourself time, and you learn to use time wisely, because you discover that, no, I didn't actually have time. I'm not saying I'm perfect on time using or what, but I'm just trying to highlight what I learned about it and what made me what I learned and what I think matters and can be applied in any situation to anyone else because of the experience that I had. The other thing about time is God knows better. He knows better your situation. He knows better where you're supposed to be. He knows better what you're supposed to do. He knows better when it's supposed to be done. Wari, it's August. There's September, October, November, December. I can catch the other 3 months I lost into these 4 months and it can work. Wari, it's now September. Okay, I can just double each month with the other month and make things work. Oh God, it's November. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. It's November now. This is it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Not as planned, but as desired. If you're angry, bitter, if you are unforgiving, if you're failing to love, support your loved ones, if you are desiring to start something and it's really far from, you're waiting to get to 10,000 US dollars so that you'll be able to start your business idea or to embark on a mission or to help someone else become. I hope this video can encourage you. You don't have time. Even the people who have the things working out, they can just die. I'm sure all of us can remember the time when it was COVID-19. If you are watching this video, that means you're a survivor of COVID-19. And COVID-19, it gave us a different feel about life and it reprioritized things. But I feel like even after that, people still didn't really get the lessons out of it. Some people didn't get the lessons out of it. One lesson I got is Money does not buy you time sometimes when it's the time of God. He goes beyond buying it. I saw people being carried by jets, getting personal doctors, personal oxygen tanks, being admitted in their own houses where they have in-suits and everything like that. But time, you know, people would be rushed to hospital with the fastest vehicles alive, latest mix of Mercedes Benzes and Prados and stuff. And then the other person will be pushed in a wheelbarrow and make it to the hospital and, not even get an oxygen, but just get a drip and an injection. Yet they were in a very critical state, but still make it. So I'm amazed by what time can do. To me, time has exposed a lot of things. When I was really critical, I was amazed by how far people traveled and to come and see me. I was really touched because I'm a person who's usually on the road and I would know how far they've traveled and what the resources they've used just to come and check on me. And I would say to myself, oh God, may you bless them and restore wherever they've removed their money, the time that they have spared to come and see me. May you remember them and remember their families. So as I got better, the numbers grew less, and that's time. That's what time does. Even when as you get better, like there are levels of pain. There was a type of pain that I was feeling that was not showing other types of pain. But as time went on, discovered that this part hurts, that part hurts. When those other small parts start coming out, it means time has healed certain levels of pain, and now you're feeling another level of pain. That was maybe a bit on a lower notch than that other level of pain. All that happened with time. Time can be redeemed. God can restore your time. He can restore your time. When your life is in God and you feel like, I would want to give a testimony one day of how God has restored the time that I thought I had lost. I think that one is going to be fire, 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 fire. But overall, I just want to say God is the owner of time. Let us know, respect, and understand that. And let us know and respect and understand His plans, His will. Yeah, let us understand and know that. Respect that. Time. One more thing about time is the moment you discover it's moving and you can't understand it, talk to God. There is no time that is not perfect to talk to God. There is always something you can do. You remember the story of Moses. Moses would say, I stammer, I can't do this, give all sorts of excuses. But with time, someone would ask me, but when we talk about time, how did you use your time? Like just sleeping. The first weeks, I couldn't do anything. I could stare at the ceiling the whole time and just think through the time that I thought I was losing. But then I remember talking to one of my Bankuru Kai, if you're listening to this, husband, thank you. I was listening to audiobooks, like summarized audiobooks, because my level of concentration, I was easily irritated and easily lose focus. So, especially when it comes to things that I'm doing in a closed room by myself. But I learned to be by myself and learn to control my thoughts, because I had so much time just sleeping there with no one to talk to, whether on the phone. Sometimes I couldn't even touch the was for the longest time. I couldn't use the phone. I couldn't go online or any of those things. But then I started doing audiobooks. I started doing sermons. Started doing music. I started doing praying. I remember I wanted to say hi to my mentor, Lista. Thank you so much. Lista sent, the week that I had an accident, I had planned to see my other mentor that coming weekend, and I was planning to surprise Lista at her church the Sunday, which never happened. And then she had traveled. She traveled to the UK, and for some reason I didn't know. But I just want to appreciate you. You sent your pastors. For those are one of the few people I remember coming. Was when they entered, they were just praying. I was like, "Oh, prayer warriors in my room. The devil is a liar." They were just praying, and I'm really grateful. And yeah, you sent your brother Trevor. Trevor, I would want to mention you. Thank you so much. Trevor would pray with me in the morning. Even if when he's tired, I'll be like, wake up, because you know me, I couldn't sleep, so we'd pray together before like at night, and then in the morning would read the book of Psalms and pray. And sometimes we'll just be lost in the presence of God, and God will reveal himself in many ways, and it was just amazing. It made my time worth it, reading and studying the word and hearing audiobooks, since I couldn't read for long because trauma was now having vision problems. So listening, because I'd listen to music when I'm in pain just to move my mind from negativity. And I would listen to audiobooks. I listened to a lot of audiobooks. And it helped me because it gave me the push to hold on. And secondly, you see, you have a lot of things to do. When you're done, I started learning it. I even wanted to start a course, but I knew that if I tell my dad, or if someone just realized I'm doing a course, it's going to, besides that, it's going to give me a lot of pressure, which my brain was not able to really carry. So I would listen to audiobooks, like compressed audiobooks that would go for maybe 15 minutes. Sometimes I would even sleep during the audiobook. But what I know is I tried to harness so much that I could do with the time that I had with just sleeping. You're just in bed, you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere, go for lunches and what braais and stuff. I could read the word of God, I could read some few verses, I could pray endlessly, I could just flow in prayer, find time with God, let him speak back to me, listen to what he's saying, understand what the word of God is saying, meditate on it. So that's how I used my time. I used my time reading audiobooks. I didn't wake up after the next accident and started listening to audiobooks. No, I struggled with my mind. I struggled with my thoughts because I was dealing with all those things, denial, expectation, and thinking I'm losing time, I'm wasting time, I should be out there, in the world, hustling and all that. But time is also a good teacher. I learned to fill in my time with things that are helping me now and will help me even if when I get back on my feet. So the word of God says, redeem the times because the days are evil. God really desires that we know what time and season it is in our lives. That way we struggle less, we lay back and relax when it's needed. The book of Ecclesiastes says there's time to plant, time to harvest, there's time to die, time to live, there is time for everything. So I pray for you this morning that you be able to understand the times in your life. You be able to understand what it means, what's going on, what is it that you should do in the season. Are you supposed to lay back and relax? Are you supposed to be on your feet fighting? Are you supposed to be waking up in the middle of the night praying multiple times? Because remember, my time and your time are different. Maybe you are 10 decades ahead. Maybe I am 2 years behind, but I'll tell you this, whatever time God has allocated to you, it's your time. Shine in it. Ask God, what should I do in this season? It seems like it's not working out. Which type of a season is it? What type of ammunition should I carry? God, where should I go? Who should I ask? In this season, what type of friends am I supposed to come up with? What type of friends should I prune away? Because I'll tell you, time will do all that for you. And you only do it and you only get the best results when you understand which season and time it is. So let's ask God. Let's ask God. There's a song from the church that I come from which says, Ndizivise amazwi angu, because I know nemezwa upenyu wangu uchaguma. It's saying, God, can you inform me about my days? Because I know one of those days this life will end. So inform me of my days so that I can use them wisely. Talk to God. God, this is what I plan to do in this day. But is it really what is, according to your plan? Is it according to the time, the little time that I have? So when you wake up, when you want to comment, I used to say this to my Zimbabwean friends when we're still in China in school, and would say, there's something about Africans. You see someone wearing a nice dress, you're like, where did you buy that dress? No, it's a beautiful dress. Say it. Girl, you're looking sharp. Man, that yellow with your eyes and your complexion. Oh, God. Why did you get that dress? I would want one. Maybe I'll get a blue one because I don't like yellow. But then that yellow and your complexion, man, it's looking sharp. So let us not count on doing good if we can do it, especially if it's something that you just have to say, an action that you just have to do. Maybe you just need to hold someone's hand. Maybe you just need to give them a hug. Maybe you just need to tell them that you love them. Maybe you just need to tell them that they matter. Maybe you just need to support them along the way. Maybe not monetary, just emotionally, more verbally, whichever. Time. Have a good day.